obliterate the South African president was fantastic. And it's not like the media had all the same reactions when it came to everything that went down, right?
The dramatic scene in the Oval Office today, the tense confrontation, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
Next, another Oval Office meltdown, President Trump ambushing the president of South Africa.
President Trump is being accused of conducting something of a diplomatic ambush of South Africa's president in the Oval Office.
To be with you, I'm Katie Tur. President Trump orchestrated another Oval Office ambush today.
Today, Donald Trump meeting with the president of South Africa and attempting to ambush and humiliate that leader.
Zelensky territory, where essentially he was a bit ambushed inside the Oval Office.
Felt like an ambush in there, kind of like the President Zelensky meeting in the Oval Office.
This was an ambush. It was orchestrated.
Cyril Ramaphosa brought his best diplomatic self to this meeting, but nothing could have prepared him for this multimedia ambush.
What started as, to some degree, an ambush.
Well, Katie, I mean, it was an ambush.
Ambush.
Ambushed.
Ambush.
An ambush.
Ambushing.
Ambushed inside the Oval Office.
I'm starting to feel like Donald Trump is getting ambushed by the media. Look, and none of the ambushing would have happened if you would have just brought over a plane. This South African president had the gall to show up in our White House, not offering Donald Trump a plane. And when I say Donald Trump, I mean the Air Force. And if he would have just brought a plane, he would have accepted it.
We need an Air Force One until that's Air Force One. It's being built. 2 of them being built. But Boeing's a little bit late, unfortunately. So why did they give us a plane to the United States Air Force? That's what that idiot talks about after viewing a thing where thousands of people are dead.
I'm sorry, I don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay. But coming back to this issue, which...
Give Donald Trump a plane right now. Give him a plane. I don't know if you watched some of this interview back and forth between the president and the South African president, but it was fantastic. You watched a man with a very soft-spoken voice, not able to get a word in with Donald Trump. Anytime the South African president was trying to have his little moment in front of the media to show his power or strength or gall or manliness or South African gut, as they say in Spanish, you watched Donald Trump. Anytime he started talking, Donald Trump would just start talking and talk over him, and then he would quiet his mouth. It's important, okay? It's important when you're a president to have a very powerful voice. And Donald Trump has that. When he speaks, everybody in the room shuts their mouth. It's just so fantastic to watch. But the craziest part, too, was when they talk about this ambushing. Yesterday's big thing was actually pretty much an own to the media, because the media is saying that Donald Trump is lying about these white farmers experiencing people that want to take away their farms or kill them and stuff like that. And the media is like, that's just racist. Okay, black people can't be racist towards white people. That's like the stupidest thing ever. Okay. Yes, white people can be racist towards blacks, but guess what? Black people can be racist towards white people. I've seen it a lot of times. And the most racist people I've ever met are Asians. Love my Asian community, but holy crap, you guys are on another level. It's like, I remember when I would walk into people's like Asian communities and they'd be like, what are you doing here? I'm like, where do I go to the bathroom? Which water fountain am I supposed to drink out of? Trump the Cyrus is now going to be flying Palace Camel. Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Facts, the media ambush. It was a media ambush. But this is where Donald Trump just absolutely takes it on another level. I mean, yesterday Donald Trump showed up with at least 15 news articles with this president, and it just was just throwing them out. And then he put together all the news articles and put it on his lap, put it on the South African's lap. He's like, you know what? You just take it. Wilson, I hope you're doing well too, my friend. But this right here was one of my favorite moments. And then we'll get to my ultimate favorite moment. We'll save the cherry on the top where Donald Trump says to dim the lights and get sexy with the South African president.
Even in the parliament, and they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
He's talking about the small minority party that's going around saying that to kill the white person and take their land. It's just a small party. You know what? It's just a few people. It's just a few people. Yeah, it's just a couple of people. They're allowed to exist.
In terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill,
we're not allowing them. They're just doing it.
The white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
nothing happens.
There is criminality in our country.
We do have a thing called criminology in our country. That being said, if you come to our country, make sure you are packing some serious heat.
People who do get killed, unfortunately, through criminal activity, are not only white. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilizing.
The farmers are not black. I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black. And the people that are being killed in large numbers, and you saw all those grave sites, and those are people that loved ones going, I guess on a Sunday morning, they told me, to pay respect to their loved ones that were killed. Their heads shot.
Now, the left will say that those grave sites and those things that you're driving through, where the crosses were on the side of the road all the way up, they'll say that is just propaganda. Now, whether it is or not is beyond the question. They're still dismissing the fact that these farmers are getting killed. And remember, even CNN itself said, yeah, I guess a couple of farmers have died. Oh my God. And CNN is known for lying. So if they're willing to, and I'm not just saying CNN as a company, I'm saying CNN as the people that are on this company. If they're willing to even give that little credence, that little segue, that little thought, that little truth, you know that it's way worse than what they propose. Trump is gangster.
They died violently. And, you know, I mean, we're here to talk about it, and I didn't know we'd get involved here. But I will say this, that if the news wasn't fake, like NBC, which is fake news, totally, one of the worst, ABC, NBC, CBS, horrible. But if they weren't fake news like this jerk that we have here, if we had real reporters, they'd be covering it.
Yeah, exactly. They would totally be covering it. Trump is basically Chris Hansen here. Yeah, he's like, this is the seat right here, the Chris Hansen seat. Why don't you have a seat? Why don't you come in and have a seat? At least he dressed in a suit. But he didn't bring a airplane. And that's where I draw the line. If you come in, you better come in with bringing some sort of gifts. But this is my favorite part of the whole meeting, was where Donald Trump says, turn down the lights. I have something to show you. Turn down the lights. I have something that everybody wants to see, including the news media. And this dude right here. Could you imagine being this dude? He's like, what's happening? Why are we turning down the lights? You're about to find out why we're turning down the lights. What is happening? I've never had lights turned down. In South Africa, we keep the lights on and socks on. You're gonna love when I turn down the lights. Let's listen. I just want to hear that first part.
Turn the lights down. Turn the lights down. Turn the lights down, and just put this on. It's right behind you.
I just want to turn on some music when he says that. Let's just a little bit.
Turn the lights down.
So this is where he gets quote unquote ambushed. And this is the video that they show, and they're showing the small party that is just a small faction of people that want to take over and kill white people and take over their land because of apartheid, and they feel like they have some kind of grievance against white people that from past generations of what they did to their land. Even though South Africa is one of the most developed regions in that area, whatever, it's such a bad thing. The Africans should have dressed like Eddie Murphy coming to America. That would have been so much funnier. Maybe he can get a job at McDonald's. Turn the lights down low, baby. And then they put this video on. So he put this video on behind the scenes, and you just get to watch him watching it.
There's nothing you can do. There's nothing this parliament can do. With or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land. Yes. South Africans occupy land. That's who we are.
Honorable
do whatever you want to do.
Speaker,
you can withdraw my membership from this useless parliament.
Honorable. Yes, honorable member.
Must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa. To kill, Yamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer.
And again, this is the small faction just taking over an entire soccer field. We're just a couple people, okay? Just a few people for a concert. This is basically a Kanye West rally.
The mayor of DA in PE is a white man.
No.
So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain because you have touched a white man. Not because Mashaba and Soli will not be touched.
You know what? That's an army. It literally is. I'm going to South Africa and I'm testing to find out if I am actually black. That's how we'll test. If they kill me, they kill me. But if they don't, it's true. I can now say that I'm black.
They will be touched. Don't worry. But we are starting with this whiteness. We are cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot to kill, Yamaza. Kill the blue.
Can we talk about this guy's running form? It's absolutely horrible. Let's check in. Let's zoom in on the knees. Absolutely horrible running form coming from the South Africans.
Kill the blue.
Run in place like the rest of us do for running warm-ups. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Those knees are getting bowed out. They're coming out to the side. I don't like that. I want my knees over toes, bros. I didn't know that many people live there. Yeah.
The brewer, the farmer.
There is that like weird thing about being American when you see other countries where you're like, really? Millions of people live there? How? We don't hear about these people. How many people live in there? Oh my God. Really? I don't believe that. I think there's only like 20 people in South Africa. I'm with you, K-Bean.
The brewer, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa, brr, pa.
You know what? And as a black man, I am pissed off at the diversity on that stage. You're going to be a soul man? Yeah, exactly. There is no diversity on that stage. And I don't like that. See, this is what happens when real comedies get into power. They show their true selves. You know, they're all about smashing the little guy.
Shoot to kill. Yamaza. Kill the poor. The farmer. Kill the poor. The farmer. Brr, pa.
Yeah, just a couple of people. This is AI, right? Oh, it's not AI. They don't have AI in South Africa. Look at all them future farmers. Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we have not called for the killing of white people, at least for now. I can't guarantee the future.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd understand somebody watching that, especially as it gets shared on Twitter, they freak out. It sounds like a genocidal
cry babies.
Yeah, exactly. Just all these crybabies. Yeah, we're not calling for the genocide of white people. No, I can't guarantee that in the future, though. What? What is that? What? Okay, I feel like you're being disingenuous right now. Not gonna lie, this song slaps. Yeah, if you don't mind dropping a like on this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, Chris, for calling out the people. Oh yeah, and here is the part where this is all the crosses that the left says is just propaganda. That traffic jam. And they drive on the left side of the road. Get rid of the country. Get rid of the country. So that was the ambushing video that was just so bad. But here's this black dude on CNN that decides to drop some knowledge about like what the genocide or killing the Boers actually means. Take it away. And we're going to give it away to our black authority on CNN.
Larry, has been debate over that song, that anti-apartheid chant, right? And
yeah, they keep saying kill the Boer, and there needs to be some debate about that. What does that actually mean? We're confused about these words because they seem to imply that they want to kill white people, and people are debating whether that's true or not, even though they're actually saying it out of their mouth. I need to know better to understand what they mean. Go ahead.
Larry, has been debate over that song, that anti-apartheid chant, right? And for people who don't have a historical context, it does potentially appear more literal. Talk to us about the debate that has happened inside of South Africa with the recognition of how it appears to people when they hear those words.
Yeah. You know, and we're going to give those guys the benefit of the doubt on CNN. We don't know them, okay? They've been through a lot.
It is an inflammatory song, without a doubt. And many in South Africa, even black South Africans, don't think it should be sung in a post-apartheid world, 30 years plus after apartheid. But there are many who grew up under those years of white minority rule who understand the historical context of this song, Kill the Boer, Kill the Farmer, that Julius Malema has made popular again. It sort of fell into disuse. It's not been that commonly sung after the end of apartheid in 1994, but it's brought it back again to reanimate the issue of the majority of land in South Africa still being owned by white farmers.
Yeah, that's the problem. These daggum white farmers that love to farm and are feeding people in South Africa. Huge problem there. If I was South African, I'd be pissed off about that. I would be so mad. I'd be like, I can't believe that this delicious, incredible meat and potatoes on my plate today came from a white farmer. We're never going to be healed as a nation until we have a black-only farmer fields in the world. And remember, it's just historical context. So because of history, you're allowed to say whatever you want today. And I love that cope. Even CNN is like, I love that this liberal, it's always, I'm telling you, liberal white women, man. These liberal white women, dude, you got to watch out for them. She's like, I'm going to give these people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, and people aren't understanding the historical context of this song. There's some historical context. Really? So any kind of historical context you can use in today's world that doesn't fit into the context of today? If I say context one more time, I'm going to lose my No more context. How about we just take them for what they say out of their mouth? How about we just do that? No, thanks. That would be being totally genuine. And here's the South African police commissioner saying this.
It's not me talking. These are the stats. We have a problem with the black man in South Africa.
Okay, that's racist.
We have a serious problem.
Oh, God.
What you see here, we put the colors, the races of perpetrators that we've arrested.
Those perpetrators?
All the green, as you can see, almost everything is green here, which means almost everything is black that is committing crime.
What?
Out of total of 60,000 cases, criminals that were arrested between the age of 16 and 25 years old. 16 and 25 years old. We arrested 60,000 criminals in this past financial year, in this period of 5 years, I beg your pardon, not in financial year, this 5-year period that we are counting. Out of this number, 57,691 of them were black men.
Oh, that's a high percentage. Please don't say that.
Out of 60,000, 57,000 of them are black men.
Okay.
That we've arrested. It's not me.
Okay. Somebody needs to send in the next DEI representative from America to teach him about the fact that he's being a racist by quoting stats and statistics. Facts over feelings, folks. Hey, Democrats, if you want to start razzing them, go ahead and work in Africa. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, dude. Every time I hear learning about wanting to travel to South Africa, everything tells me I probably shouldn't. Made popular by the audience, the people that are wanting to hear it. Yeah, exactly. When people tell you who they are, believe them. Yeah, but Junior, you got to see it in the context in which they're saying it. It's so stupid. Even Marco Rubio is telling Tim Kaine to go to Africa, or literally that he hates white people. And they do. This is why guilt is so cringy.
Statutory phrase says you are entitled to entrance as a refugee if you demonstrate a well-justified fear of persecution.
No, you're not entitled.
So can you have a different standard based upon the color of somebody's skin? Would that be acceptable?
Well, I'm not the one arguing that. Apparently you are, because you don't like the fact that they're white, and that's why they're coming.
I'm just asking you to say that would be unacceptable.
Well, no,
that
I would say that the United States,
a very easy thing to say.
The United States has a right to pick and choose who they allow into the United States.
Even based on the color of somebody's skin.
You're the one that's talking about the color of their skin, not me. These are people whose farms were being burned down and they were killed because of the color of their skin.
Well,
Well, you've demonstrated enough because you think anyone should be allowed into this country for any reason because they met a certain criteria.
Who has said that?
We are going to prioritize people that come into our country on the basis of what's in the interest of this country. That's a small number of people that are coming.
But you said this weekend that
but in other cases, it's harder to vet. In other cases, it's more difficult. And by the way, the United States...
Like 50 white farmers come to America and liberals are like losing their mind. But then there's like millions of people that have crossed the border illegally. And they're like, totally fine. Totally fine. These white farmers that have had their land taken away from them and, family members killed, that is their problem. Like, what the frick is going on, dude? We all want their hardworking white farmer. I'll take any... We need some farmers, okay? We need some farmers in America. But again, and I've said this before, when the farmers that came here, you saw families, you saw kids, you saw women with men, and you didn't see the most fit 20-year-old military age fighting men. You saw some thick farmers. You saw some fat boys. And that's okay with me. But it was a different sight. It was family members coming to America, waving the American flag, wanting to be a part of this nation. I feel like I trust people that are excited to be in America, that want to serve and want to produce stuff, than people that come here waving their country's origin flag, who are like here, but if anything bad happens, they're gone. I'll take people that want to be a part of this country more than anything else. Let's hear from Don Lemon. What does he think about white farmers coming to America? He's probably triggered by it because he's on the left side.
This South African farmer bullshit, which is the most...
Excuse me, sir. We don't say that language.
Blatantly obvious racist shit ever. It is blatantly obvious the way that we treat white South Africans, who, by the way, for the most part, and I am generalizing here,
you are
some of the wealthiest people.
You should have stopped there. I'm generalizing.
Well-to-do people in the country. They speak their language. They own most of the land and the property, and somehow they're being granted a fast track to become Americans while they're trying to cut down on immigration from other countries. You get that from where? From the brown people. On March 7th, Trump took to Truth Social to announce he is offering white South African farmers, quote, a rapid pathway to U.S. citizenship, pointing out that South Africa's new land reform push signed into law last year, which lets the government take land without compensation if the property is not being used and there's no intention to either develop or make money from it. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you some context here. They're not just taking land away from white South African farmers. White South Africans, about 9% of the population, owned 87% of the fertile land.
And that's a problem. And I'm Don Lemon. That's a problem. It's the percentage of farmers. And my favorite too is Don Lemon brought on this black farmer to talk about this farming right here, and this black farmer's like, he thinks that these white farmers are coming to America to take black farms or something. These people are so cringy to me. They're just so dumb. Like, if you are some kind of like race supremacist, it's easy to spot you guys from a mile away because you guys are obsessed with race. You're obsessed with it. Go ahead.
Talking about the white Afrikaners who were allowed into the country and what that means for the black folks and the black farmers. What's going to end up?
Yeah, what does that mean for the black farmers in America with white farmers coming here? What does that mean?
And the black farmers who've lost so much land over the decades here in the United States because of the racist policies. What does this do? What does this mean? When you see this, what do you think?
But Don, this is a slap in the face to America's black farmers right now. Here you have the President of the United States flying in white farmers.
Talking about the white African.
Black people will never recover from 50 white farmers coming here. I had no idea they were so freaking weak. just weak. What are you talking about? This is a slap in the face of black farmers. How so? I don't know, but it has to mean something somehow, right? God, it's just, I always want to ask these people, like, doesn't it get exhausting if you are the victim and you're looking to other races as your problem for your livelihood in America in today's world, and that's all you fixate on all the freaking time? Doesn't it get so boring? Don't you feel repetitive? Don't you feel like at some point you go, you know what? Maybe I'm a little fixated on this due to being either manipulated or something bad happened to me at one point in my life, and I'm still reliving that experience every single day. Like, what is happening? What is freaking happening? You have 3 choices. Watch this next video that's pre-selected for you, smash the like, or become a new subscriber. Do it. Just do it. Do all 3. Do 2. But definitely don't do 1.